guys, today we are back with another video and it's a little different than the usual. Today's video is going to be a recap of my somewhat recent trip to New York with my husband. We went for our 2nd year anniversary and it was definitely one of my favorite trips so far. Just a quick side note, aside from my anniversary, part of the reason why we went to New York was because Vlad needed to renew his passport and the Russian embassy was in New York. There's also one in Houston, but we don't want to go to Houston, so we went to New York because who doesn't want to go there? By the way, no shade to Houston. We love Houston and we have friends there, so don't hate on us. We just really wanted to go to New York. So we went there and we told Vlad's parents that we were planning on going, and they told us not to go because they were just afraid that Vlad could still potentially get drafted for the war. And of course, we are against it. And even if it was only a small chance that he was going to get drafted, we just really didn't want to take that chance, and so we decided not to go. And also, Vlad just kept telling me about how bad he would have felt if he went, just because he didn't want to reaffirm his citizenship with Russia. So yeah. This was my 2nd time going to New York, and the first time I went actually with my middle school choir, and we were lucky enough to perform in Carnegie Hall, which was really cool. And despite them taking us to all the touristy places like going to the Statue of Liberty, I didn't really get to choose where I wanted to go like I did on this trip, so I guess you could say it was a very different experience. And we ended up staying in a private room in a hostel in Chelsea, which was the most affordable option we could find in a really good location. Our first day, we didn't have too much planned, but I did know that I wanted to go to Russ and Daughters. I heard they have the best New York bagels, so we definitely had to give it a try. The wait time was kind of long though, so we did end up eating some dollar pizza while we were waiting, so I recommend going early if you don't want to wait too long. We ended up eating our food in a nearby park across the street. I think we got the original smoked salmon bagel and the salmon tartare. The bagel was definitely worth the wait. This was the best bagel I've had in my life, guys. Hello, we're eating pizza, $1.50 pizza. Our next stop was Cezanne, which is one of my favorite clothing brands, so I was super excited to go check it out. I was surprised though to find a line out the door before we went inside. I ended up buying a leather jacket because it was on my list of things to buy, and I also need another jacket in New York, and now it's one of my favorite jackets. We also came across this cute little park in the city, so we decided to stop by. And here's Vlad being my personal nurse because my shoes start to hurt. You can definitely tell I'm a rookie here. We then decided to go check out this cute little plant and coffee shop because who doesn't like plants and coffee?
What is the guy who's playing? Okay, I'll press the
We then ended up finding this street performer who we really liked. His name is Greg Banks, and if you haven't heard his music yet, you should definitely check it out. Eventually, it was time for Vlad and I to grab some dinner. We were in the mood for Italian food, so we decided to head over to Little Italy. And the place that we went to is good. I don't really remember the name of it, but it was really overpriced because we literally paid $100 for just one entree, an appetizer, and one glass of wine. But hey, I guess it's New York, right? I suck at this right now.
Approved?
Super hot.
Yes.
Then it was time for day 2. We still had some leftover salmon tartare, so we just decided to eat that for breakfast and save some money while we can.
This is the best tuna. Yes.
The next day was our wedding anniversary. First, we walked through Central Park and decided to take some early morning pictures. Then we headed over to the Met Museum. Cost about $35 per ticket to get inside, which was a little bit more than what we expected, but who doesn't want to go to the Met? One of the first big rooms we went into featured the Temple of Dendur, and this one happened to be my favorite room. Just look at all this light, guys.
How is it? Comments? Good?
It's actually really good. Then we walked through Central Park again, and Vlad found some hazelnuts and decided to try them.
Yes. Oh, it's juicy.
Tastes bad.
Sometimes it's not worth it.
No.
Yeah. The only way we're going.
Then we decided to grab some sushi for our anniversary dinner. We went to Sushi by M, which was actually recommended by two girls that we met on our first day in New York, and they were super nice. So shout out to Brianna and Lillian for giving us so many amazing recommendations. Sushi by M is an omakase style restaurant, and they tried to make it a lot more affordable than traditional omakase. The cost was about $69 to $100 per person, where a lot of other omakase places can easily charge $150 to $300. Food was really good and the customer service was amazing. The chefs definitely try to make everyone's experience as personable as possible, and I also really liked how you can easily spot the owner in the restaurant. Then we grabbed dessert at Spot Dessert Bar, which I think was a chain, and this place was bomb. Vlad and I both loved what we got. We also made a quick stop at a chocolatier shop on the way home. And of course, the next day we had to stop by Lafayette Grand Cafe to try their famous pistachio supremes. There was a line out the door as expected, but it definitely wasn't as long as we thought it was going to be. Since it was fall when we went, they had the supreme in a pumpkin spice flavor, which we ended up trying, and we didn't really like it, but we did love the pistachio flavor. And we can honestly say that if you haven't tried this bakery yet, we highly recommend it because the supremes are worth the hype. And as we made our way to the train station, we passed by Union Square.
You look good.
Then we made it to Dumbo, where we of course had to take some classic NYC pictures. Next, we headed over to Jersey to see some of our friends, and let me tell you guys, they have the cutest baby ever. And for the evening, we plan to see Book of Mormon on Broadway, which if you haven't seen it, highly recommend. And of course, you can't forget Times Square. The next morning, we ended up finding this cute little coffee shop close to our hostel in Chelsea. I think it was called the Coffee Project. I'm not exactly sure, but we did love it so much. I ended up getting the hojicha matcha and this salmon croissant, and oh my god, guys, it was amazing. Then afterwards, we discovered this cute little farmer's market. I love farmer's markets because of all the fresh local produce that they offer and how you can find a lot of small businesses there. And here's me trying to capture footage of a corgi butt. The next stop was Brighton Beach. We stopped by here because Vlad really wanted to visit the Russian village and get a taste of his childhood. We ate some pickled tomatoes that Vlad picked out on the beach and drank some port. And here's me trying to find a plastic bag that I dropped on the beach because I was trying to avoid being a litter bug. I mean, we gotta protect Mother Nature. Then we went to Skovorodka to try some traditional Russian food. I don't know if you can tell, but I was pretty buzzed because of all the port that we drank, so everything tasted good to me.
Approved.
Then we headed back to Chelsea and visited some of the local art galleries. And Vlad got me to try some traditional Russian candy. And last but not least, we visited the High Line.
You say a couple of words.
Hello. And then it was time to head home. Honestly, Vlad and I didn't want to go back. We just felt like New York was home, and I'm sure that a lot of people feel that way. We just love the diversity and culture that we got to experience, and of course, all the beautiful artwork, and we can't wait to go back. So, till next time.